Hey guys, in this video we're talking about the fastest and definitely the cheapest way to dress engines, tires, wheel wells, or black trim. All right, so I got two things in front of me. Number one, a paint sprayer. So this is generally used to, of course, spray paint things like walls, fences, things around the house, potentially automotive paint, right? And then we've got Chemical Guys VRP, or this could be, let's call it hyper dressing or any other water soluble tire dressing, kind of black trim dressing. Now I've probably got, let's say, 2 cups of water in here, and I'm just gonna eyeball this with the VRP. I'm not gonna put too much in there. And then close the lid here, make sure that I shake this up so that it doesn't separate and that VRP mixes with the water. And I wanna show you guys what this looks like when I open up the lid here and it's all shaken up. It's a little foamy, but literally it's just like a white liquid here where the VRP is mixed with the water. I wanna go ahead and take my air compressor hose here. I'm going to connect the spray gun. Now obviously this is a freshly cleaned engine bay, but what I want to do is dress it in this really simple way, because with the paint sprayer gun and of course my Chemical Guys VRP diluted, let's call it 5:1 here, I can not only control the type of shape that I want to use when I spray across this engine, but I can also control how much liquid is coming out from the paint spray gun with this little knob back here. So I've already dialed both of those things in, and I just want you guys to see how easy, how fast, and how little product I have to use to dress this entire engine this way. Now I want to come in and show you guys what the before looks like here just before it dries. So this is after it has been sprayed, but it's still drying a lot. You guys can see I was able to get not only a ton of coverage really quickly, but I can soak all this stuff in that Chemical Guys VRP. I can let it dry. It's not going to damage anything. All of the necessary areas that need to be sealed are sealed. I can get up here in that area that's kind of closer to the windshield wipers there and make sure all of that's dressed. And I don't have to use an aerosol can dressing. I don't have to come in by hand and try to cover all of these areas. So let's go ahead and move to the tires and the black trim while this dries. Now I want to do the same exact thing here to just this bare, clean tire. Yes, I'm going to get overspray on the wheel, but check out how quick this is. Now we could literally count, that probably took, 8-9 seconds, but now I'm able to actually take a diluted form of Chemical Guys VRP, use enough of it to make sure that this tire is super shiny and it doesn't have too much of a matte appearance where it almost doesn't even look like it was dressed. I could do it super fast, and I can use very little product doing it. The next place I want to do this on is the lower black trim here on this lowest rocker panel, because what happens with black trim down here is that even though it is cleaned, it's still really stained from road tar and surface level dirt that's sat there for a long time. So you get this uneven, ununiform appearance, and this is going to fix that. Now, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about here, you can see different drip marks. You can see kind of that lack of uniform appearance. That's actually not dirt. It's all been cleaned away. It's all been stripped. This is just an area that gets really beat up by the road. And so no matter what you do, if you do not dress it, it's always going to look kind of stained. So this is a really easy way to give it that simple, uniform appearance where it looks totally dressed, protected. It is protected, and it just looks back to new. Now, of course, I can adjust the fan here so it can be a wider fan or a thinner fan based on where I'm putting this. So I can test it out and just make sure that I have a good direct hit so that I'm not getting a ton of overspray everywhere. And I can do just like this. Now, what's really great about this product is that while, yeah, it's super drippy right now and there's a bunch of excess, I don't have to come in behind and wipe up that excess. That's actually going to be just fine to dry here in the shade or in the sun. It's going to have a totally even appearance. And underneath here, I'm no longer going to have this lack of a uniform appearance because I've got this black trim restored all the way here by getting a really even fan done here. And lastly, of course, the same is true for this tire. I'm going to approach it the exact same way, spraying just like this. Getting a little bit of overspray on the wheel, making sure I get a really even spread. When that dries, I'll come back in after, wipe up the excess from the wheel. I can even hit this black trim right here if I want to. I can dial down the pressure in my air compressor if it's a little bit easier for me to attack this with a little bit less pressure. I can get in the wheel wells a little bit to make sure that that wheel well is all even, has that uniform appearance, and I'm totally done. So I want to take you guys in here as most things are dry, but you can see this after result here. It's totally self-leveling. I knocked a little bit of the shine down in these pockets where we had just a little bit of buildup so that it would dry a little bit faster. But I'm going to stick this in the sun, let it dry the rest of the way, and you guys can see how simple, straightforward that is. Let's go ahead and look at the tires as well. Absolutely fantastic. Black trim, again, looking really good. We'll look at the underside here, still drying, still self-leveling. You guys can see some shiny parts right here that's still pretty wet. Again, it's gonna dry with that uniform appearance. Look at this back tire as well. Very straightforward and very Very simple. So as a professional detailer, particularly let's say mobile detailers who are just starting or who are trying to stay on a budget, it's often easy to do something like More Shine Tire Shine from Stoner, or the no rub coating here from P&S if you're trying to dress some sort of interior. These aerosol can coatings can be difficult because they're a little bit higher price tag. You get a little bit less use out of them generally speaking, and you don't want to buy a bunch of them to keep with you where you're going. And so 3 products, water, something like Meguiar's Hyper Dressing or Chemicalized VRP, and a paint sprayer that you can get for $15-25 on Amazon, allows you to pour a little bit of product and get a lot of use out of it and cover tons of the area of the car. So having this pre-filled up, hung in on your mobile unit or hung in on your garage here, where you can simply grab it, put it to your air compressor and start using it, will save you a lot of money. But of course, these 2 products are both products that I keep in my arsenal and I use in other situations for different reasons, and I'll make a video later to explain the difference. If you guys want to check out any of the products or tools used in this video, check out the YouTube description box below. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this content, found some value here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.